Welcome to my channel. I want to talk about Ekwensu and Mad be Ekwensu. Within Igbo cosmology, Ekwensu is a primordial force of nature. It's a primordial force that our ancestors looked up to in times of war, in times of business deals, bargains, commercial activities, in times of justice, when they want to stick for justice, and in times of injustice. When there is some kind of gross injustice, you see our people moving to places where Ekwensu was being or is being installed, and they air out their mind and they say what they want to say and hope to attain justice through Ekwensu. When the white men came, they were quick to say that our ancestral belief system is rooted in the demonic worship of Ekwensu, of the devil, which they erroneously linked to as Ekwensu. So therefore, you will see our people, Igbo Christians these days, trying to kabash and pray against the demonic and devilish spirit that did not keep anywhere. Throughout Igbo culture and Igbo land, the worship or veneration of Ekwensu is not something that is systematic. It is not even prevalent in most Igbo communities. It is something that can exist in this community and would not exist in another community. But still, they practice ordinarily within those communities. So Ekwensu is simply one of the Igbo pantheons and primordial forces. And just like other forces, our ancestors used those forces to benefit our society for positive changes and not for malignant or negative or derogatory actions. Now, the interaction with Ekwensu, or for somebody to interact with Ekwensu, that person would have to have a high degree of discipline. That individual would also be a person of integrity, would be an intuitive person. But unlike the modern day interpretation of Ekwensu, Ekwensu is linked to numerous vices. When somebody commits murder, when somebody cheats, when somebody does one kind of promiscuity, does one kind of activity that is derogatory and is not socially acceptable, people are quick to blame it on this deity, Ekwensu. But in reality, Ekwensu has no business with those activities. If anybody that engages in this kind of activity interacts with Ekwensu, Ekwensu is going to punish their transgression. The same with other primordial forces that we have, Alosichi, Agu, and other primordial forces that we have in our spirituality and cosmology. What guides them, what guides their activity is what Igbo refer to as Nso. What makes an Akajofo an Akajofo is his or her ability to maintain those principles and moralities that Igbo refer to as Nso. And without that person, behaving or falling in line or under the authorities of those Nso, that person cannot interact with those cosmic primordial forces. So when we now began to listen or link Ekwensu and other primordial forces to these vices, it is out of character, and it is us acting from a place of ignorance. Now somebody would say, but what about all these charms, bad charms that these bad deviants perform and all these activities? Now what happens here is that these people have the knowledge. They know how things work. They are aware of the properties within herbs. They know that when they bring this herb and that herb and put it under some certain circumstances, that they will be able to give it a command and it is going to perform some kind of action for them. They are aware because these are cosmic forces. And these people have that knowledge. Either some of them went out of their way to learn it, or some of them were basically born into a family that is going to pass those kinds of information down to them. So what they know, what they have is the technical know-how, the knowledge of how things work. Now, I was talking to a friend and we're trying to like compare power and knowledge. And I told this person that what our people compare, say that is juju, that juju has power, is just knowledge. Because for a person to be able to manipulate those elements, this person has the knowledge of what and what to use and how to even counter effect or counteract the effect of those things when the time comes. So the only constant there is knowledge. So those people that engage in those activities, it's knowledge. And in Igbo spirituality, there is no cosmic force that is there to say, don't do this and don't do that. It's only what you're looking for. That is what you're going to find. If you want to be good, you're going to reap the benefit of being a good and a kind person. But if you want to be wicked, you're going to also reap that the benefit of being a wicked person. So that's just the Igbo perception. So when we talk about good versus bad, it does not exist. We just know that what exists is good and evil. And we, the human beings, are the social engineers of how things and the outcome of these cosmic forces, these cosmic interactions with the human beings, we give it an intention, we give it a will to manifest. And it manifests according to our wills. So I hope I'm able to explain those kind of concepts. Now, we also need to know that in Igbo we refer to Ekwensu as Ezawu, the master of revelation, because we also believe that Ekwensu is a destructive and a creative force of nature. If in nature, that's what you will see, and it's as simple as that for us. So when Christianity came, there was a need for them to lump our ideas, our ideology into Christianity for it to be able to make sense. This is why they linked the idea of God. They linked the idea of God as Chukwu, and they now linked the idea of the devil as Ekwensu, and now made Ekwensu the antithesis of all that is good, the antithesis of God, the antithesis of moralities, the antithesis of whatever good thing that you can find in the world. But in reality, it is actually the opposite. The idea of God and the idea of Ekwensu, these are separate entities that had no business fighting one another. In reality, Ekwensu is even that deity that ensures that the will and mind of God, of Chukwu, is obeyed to the latter. It makes sure that both man and spirit performs the will of God. No objection, no subtraction. That's one of the functions of Ekwensu that we weren't taught. We're only giving a wrong misinterpretation and misrepresentation of what Ekwensu is. Now, let's look at this expression of Madube Ekwensu. And I'm going to be reading it out so that I don't miss my heart to sit down, think about it and articulate it, and basically, wrote it down so that it is easy for me to communicate it. Now, in a rather unconventional interpretation of Ekwensu, especially in its connection to the inherent complexity of human nature, this phrase, Madube Ekwensu, takes on different nuances, and they have mostly two profound meanings. This expression goes beyond a simplistic portrayal of negativity because it has different multifaceted nature, which possesses the extraordinary ability to create and to destroy. Just like I said earlier, Ekwensu has the ability of creation and can also destroy what it has created. Now, we often link atrocities or the atrocious inclination of the human mind, which frequently seems bent on causing harms and destruction, to this essence of Ekwensu. Now, whenever somebody does something in a certain way, when an armed robber is caught, the armed robber blames Ekwensu because this armed robber does not want to take up the accountability, trying to garner some kind of sympathy, and he starts blaming Ekwensu. But in reality, if that armed robber understood what Ekwensu is, he or she will not have the mind to say it is Ekwensu that made me to do this, because Ekwensu can never make you do something like that. So there is this inclination to constantly blame negative things, negative vices to this essence, Ekwensu. Now, while we often blame this atrocious inclination of the human mind to Ekwensu, we definitely overlook the equally important aspect, which is creativity and the ingenuity. Now, when they say Madu be Ekwensu, you need to understand Madu, a human being, is capable of performing different kind of wickedness. We have human beings like what's all these popular serial killers, people like Ted Bundy, people like Ted Bundy. I think that's the only person I can remember his name now. Or people that, you know, like this man, that man that literally murdered the girlfriend. It shows you that human beings are capable of doing things that when you remember them, you shed tears. At the same time, Awole mother will Elon Musk. At the same time, mother, a person, is Elon Musk. So when we say mother be Ekwensu, it is coming from two perception, which means we human beings have the tendency to destroy things, do things in a certain way that hence the destructive nature of man. The second one is the creative nature of man. This is where we now have people like Elon Musk and other technocrats and other inventors down towards the human history. People that, you know, developed things that changed the course of history with their inventive and innovative mind, down to our own Africa. So this aphorism, Madu be Ekwensu, has two aspects: destruction and creativity. So it's left for we, the human beings, to actually choose. And let me continue reading. Now, Ekwensu's energy encompasses the capacity for both malevolence and brilliance, offering a more comprehensive perspective on human nature and potential. Therefore, Madu be Ekwensu can be employed not only to symbolize the darkest aspect of human behavior, but to also celebrate the genius and the innovative potential that resides within the human mind. So just like Ekwensu embodies duality of purpose, so does the human psyche. It just basically summarizes everything I've been telling you, that human beings are the social engineers. We are the catharsis. We push these things to angles where they are supposed to take. If we want to eradicate wickedness, we need to decide. Human beings need to decide generally not to inflict it. If we want to be creative, to be better, human beings have to decide to use our God-given expressions to change things. That's just what my article is trying to say. Now, when we contemplate the remarkable journey of humanity from medieval ages to the modern industrial era, it becomes evident that progress and advancement have been forged through the collective intellect, determination, and visionary of aspirations of the human race. This journey showcases the transformative power of the human mind. And it is this context that Ekwensu is often symbolically equated with Ikwosu or Ekweosu. Now, which is the first one, Ikwosu, Ikwe, you accept it and it manifests. And the other one, the drums of ignition or the drums of manifestation. So at the end of the day, we human beings, now they push all those things. We push these buttons. We decide on all those things. If we decide to make this world better, like I said, it is going to be better. So Ikwosu and the Ekwosu, drums of a manifestation, and Ikwosu, accept it to manifest. So at the end of the day, for change to occur, human beings have to collectively say we want change to occur. That's just what I'm trying to say here. So I hope you're able to get, I tell people that what I do is I give you insights based on how I understand these concepts. And the rest is a job that you're going to do by yourself. Read up on many materials and try to deduce these informations, these meanings yourself. And when you deduce them yourself, it can be our spirituality will make sense better. Now, if you want to learn about spirituality, we make a mistake of thinking that pastors are going to teach it. Pastors can never teach it, because their institution, what they are representing, is a colonial institution. They are representing institutions that are focused on getting rid of the African indigenous belief systems. So they can never teach you what they don't know. While some of them know, they decide to hide it because of the benefits of being part of those institutions. So they hide and they hide. But if you are a true seeker, you will learn how to chase these informations yourself. So if you like this channel, don't forget to subscribe. Join us for more conversations like this. And until next time, yeah guys, yeah.